Listen to PodNasty on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/AKONUWA.
Alfred Konuwa here with Johnny Mundo at Lucha Underground. I saw you yesterday at the tapings, and you just look like you're having fun, which is very refreshing because I've seen you in a comedy venue. I believe it was at Second City or with Dolph.
Oh, really?
You guys are hilarious, but I've never really seen that translate to your character until I saw you at the tapings. Are you having more fun here? Is that what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the coolest things about Lucha environment, the Lucha environment here at Lucha Underground. This is like it's like a backstage. We're like a family, but we're all trying to constantly one-up each other and outdo each other and put on the best show that's humanly possible. And I think that's what's happening. Everybody's pushing each other, but everybody's enjoying the experience too. So if I think this is especially true of improv. If someone's not having fun, why watch them? Same thing for wrestling. Why would you be a pro wrestler and not have fun? It's the coolest job in the world. Enjoy it.
That's great. So now, do you feel like it's easier here to just let yourself go than in your previous setting with WWE, where it's a little more methodical?
I do feel like there's no handcuffs here, so to speak, and creativity is more encouraged, and people are more receptive to ideas here. WWE sometimes is like a little bit micromanaged, and backstage everybody's kind of like dragging their feet, walking on eggshells a little bit, and here I don't think that exists. I mean, the people here are happy, joking around, and working really hard to put on the best show they can.
As you said, it's like a family back here. So when you guys are working together, do you think you're working to build something bigger and bigger and bigger with long-term goals? Or
for sure. I mean, that's why it's. I mean, obviously that's like the idea of every promotion, but this one is especially one that feels like it's headed that direction. I mean, we're at season 2 right now, hoping to start season 3 soon. I'm not going to say when, but soon. This is something that is becoming something bigger, and everybody here feels that type of excitement, and it's cool to be a part of something from the ground up. And so that's part of what's so cool about Lucha right now.
Right, and I asked that question because you do have that background also that you're building in the entertainment world. Do you feel that you have a higher ceiling translating into Hollywood, maybe as an actor, as a comedian even, or staying with the professional wrestling venue?
Lately I've been looking at everything that I'm doing as entertainment. I'm an entertainer. I love wrestling. I want to do wrestling as long as I can, and especially as long as I can perform at a high level. I know I could be an actor or a comedian for a lot longer than I could be a pro wrestler, especially wrestling the way that I like to wrestle now, because I take a lot of risks. I do a lot of like hard-hitting acrobatic stuff. So as far as expanding and like blowing through the glass roof, I'm not looking at like one or the other. I'm just looking at myself as a brand, and I've been a wrestler my whole life. I'm going to continue to be a wrestler my whole life. I've been a fan of movies my whole life. Why should I not be in movies too? And since WWE, I've done not the hugest movies, but I've done like 15 little movies. And I just finished. We had a screening of the first movie I wrote, produced, and starred in called Boone the Bounty Hunter a few weeks ago, and got a really good response. And I'm looking forward to polishing that and getting it out so everyone can see it. That's
great. You talk about being in wrestling your whole life. How does Lucha Underground compare to anything else you've seen? Because I've watched wrestling my whole life, and I've seen things here that I've never seen in a wrestler outfit try. How does this compare to all other wrestling organizations you've been in?
The creativity and like the ideas and the shit people do here is exactly that. There's nothing else like it. And it goes back to that family environment where everyone's trying to like one-up each other, you know, like be damned if Puma's going to show me up this week. I'll show his ass up. But that's the kind of attitude that I think breeds this type of like creativity and environment. So it's a really cool time right now to be in Lucha, and you're right, there's nothing else like it.
Final question. I hate to ask this, but I feel like I have to, because that whole Seth Rollins thing that happened, I have to take credit for starting it. I asked him a question and got back to you. And
you asked him the first question?
I asked him that question, and then it turned into this thing, and so now I'm going to end it. Okay. He is hurt, so, I mean, do you have any words of encouragement for Seth Rollins as he goes back from this long road of recovery?
I will say, man, like, there's nothing worse than being injured, especially for somebody like Seth, because he's like an artist in the ring, and like he's unreal. The stuff that he can do, the stuff that he's capable of, and to have a broken wheel like he's got right now is got to be killing him. I wish him a speedy recovery because I want to kick his ass one day. And I will say that I'm sure he can talk all kinds of trash to you or whoever who's not, as long as I'm not in the room with him. But I also think that after his interview with you, and I've said a few things back, I don't think he's ever going to say anything about me again, because he knows at the end of the day that I'm smarter, more talented. I've had a much longer, better career than him. And if we're ever in the ring together, it's going to be painfully obvious how much better than him I am.
And I would pay to see that, Johnny. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Johnny Mundo.
Right. Thank you.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe John Morrison is a 0-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Mind you, 0, as in never once did he win the big one. And I'm, not even 3 years into my WWE career, and I've already won Money in the Bank, won the WWE title at WrestleMania, first ever NXT champion,